It's 2:01. We're now starting the meeting for the Higher Education Regional Council Representative Orientation. I'm Andrew Lofters. I'm the Program Director with Academic Quality and Workforce here at the Coordinating Board. And I'm your contact for Higher Education Regional Council matters here in the division. One of the first things we want to do before we get into the HERC procedures is that I have Dr. Michelle Singh, who's going to talk to you about the update of the Principles of Good Practice document. Dr. Singh, are you on the line?
I am.
Well, Dr. Singh, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lofters, and happy National Digital Learning Day to everyone. Today is National Digital Learning Day, so we're excited to be with you today. I wanted to bring you up to speed on some of the activity that has been going on with the Principles of Good Practice for academic degree and certificate programs offered electronically. We have been going through a revision update for a couple of years now to try to make sure that we could align more strategically with some of the accrediting bodies that we need to report to without having so much duplicative work within the areas that we're needing to report to. So just to bring you up to speed, the PGP was last reviewed in March 2010, which is a while, especially in technology terms. So we definitely knew that there would need to be an update and a revision. When we first started, we met and discussed that this probably needed to be very much updated, really to align with new policies and new accreditation standards that were coming out. So over the course of the last 3 years, we've had about 28 institutions working on the document, representatives from the multiple institutions, whether it be public, private, 2-year, 4-year, system representatives. So we have a really diverse group that's been looking at how do we update. And we've made a lot of progress on it, and we are about on the last final stages, just adding those last final touches to be distributed to groups, to the chief academic officers for all of our institutions over the course of the next week or so. We'll be receiving the document electronically and being asked to provide it to those people on campus that have something to do with distance education that could provide some constructive feedback for the document. The way that this is going to work is once we do submit this to all of the CAOs and to the HERC chairs, we're definitely hoping that everyone gets their hands on it. We will probably use the HERC chairs to distribute this to you as members representing your institutions to also be able to review it. One of the big steps and changes that we did this year to the PGP is that we decided to create a joint mapping document that includes mapping to the latest SAC standards, the latest CRAC guidelines, the Quality Matters instrument, the Online Learning Consortium scorecard, as well as the SUNY OSCAR instrument. So the document PGP itself will be mapped to all of these other reporting entities standards so that we know if we're meeting one of them, we've probably already reported on how we're meeting the rest of them. And so it was really great that we've distributed this in multiple levels to different constituency groups to get some feedback, including HERCs in the past, including the Texas Distance Learning Association, some of the other organizations within the state as well that have given us a chance to present this. So we now have a pretty well thought out, strong instrument. The only thing we're waiting for is when you're working on a document for this long, you definitely go through some iterations of it. But SACS just recently went through an update as well as QM, so we're just finalizing that piece to make sure we get the mapping document to be as accurate as we possibly can with the latest standards. Moving forward, what we plan on doing is once we've distributed for public feedback, we are hoping to collect feedback all the way through April on the instrument, and then once that is done, we are going to reconvene as a committee to make sure that we can adapt some of that feedback into the document, get it before the Learning Technology Advisory Committee in April, then move over to the cause group in June, and hopefully get it to the full coordinating board by July 25th. So that's pretty much to give you an update for the PGP. Be looking out for it in your mailboxes or with your chief academic officers, and we should be good to go. Questions on the PGP?
Thank you, Dr. Singh. Now, I did want to say that if you cannot hear me, I'm seeing some of the people saying on the chat box they have a problem with the audio. You can either call in to hear the audio. There's a number on the login information. It's on the HERC website as well. And I sent it to the HERC chairs that might have been distributed to their representatives. You might have got it from your chair. Or you can have the audio come across your computer. You will not be able to ask questions on the audio. We are asking that you type in your questions through the chat box. Does anybody have any questions about the principles of good practice that Dr. Singh just covered? Okay. Well, we'll go right into the orientation for the Higher Education Regional Council representatives. And like I said, I'm Andrew Lofters. I am the Program Director for Academic Quality and Workforce. I'm the HERC representative for the division. Any kind of questions you have, always feel free to contact me. Higher Education Regional Councils are responsible for, or they have oversight over many, but not all, of the off-campus lower division courses and programs offered by community colleges, universities, health-related institutions, public technical colleges, and Lamar State colleges. The main part there is off-campus lower division. Those are the only things that are going to be reported to the HERC. There's not going to be any what we call electronic to individual, which is online, or if you have asynchronous video, like if someone's watching a video at home and they come in and take tests at your campus, those don't count. It's just anything that's location-based is what counts to the HERC. Lower division, location-based programming and courses. So off-campus lower division. Another one is called electronic to group, which is synchronous video conferencing. So in that case, you are at a certain location, and I'm delivering synchronous video streaming of a class where someone can see the teacher and instructor, can participate at the same time, but is at a specific location. That is also included in the HERC reports. All right, let me see if there's any questions on that. Oh, we have a question already. Will we get digital copies and slides of the presentation? The presentation is being recorded, and on the THECB HERC webpage, there's a link right now that you are able to access this meeting, but once the meeting is over, there will be a recording of this entire presentation, as well as the PowerPoint is on there, and the HERC spring meeting document is on there, important dates, and the template. Everything is accessible from the HERC webpage. Okay. There are 10 higher education regions that all the institutions are included in. For the higher education regions, public institutions that have off-campus lower division are required to report. Privates are not required. They can be invited in. We leave that up to the chairs to make sure that the privates are invited into the meetings, but they're not required to report to the HERC, but public institutions are. The membership of the council is comprised of the presidents and designated representatives of each participating public and independent institution. Now, like I said before, the independent institutions can participate, but they're not required to. The term of service of the chair is determined by the members, and each spring they're required to meet to perform their duties of reviewing all the off-campus lower division courses and programs that are being offered. Any business that occurs after the spring meeting can be conducted electronically on the discretion of the chair. So you can do that after the spring meeting. Anytime the chair can provide an email to tell what kind of new programming is being notified inside your higher education regional council, and you can take care of the voting through electronic means. It's the responsibility of the chair to inform the members of the date, time, and location of the spring council meeting. And I know that they have to have that information to me, I believe, by March 22nd. So you will be getting from your chair, each institution will find out when their meeting will be held for that region, and they'll give that information to each representative institution. Responsibilities of the HERC: to review proposed off-campus lower division course and program offerings for each member public institution that's presented in their off-campus instructional plans. And over the last couple of years, we have a standardized template, which is going to be available on the HERC webpage that you enter all this information on, and I'll have that at the end of the presentation and tell you what kind of things you need to enter. It's responsible for resolving any disputes of off-campus lower division courses and program offerings, excluding dual credit. Dual credit in statute states that, and really there is no university statute for dual credit. It's only community college. And in that statute it says that a community college can partner with a school district to provide dual credit offerings regardless of service area. So therefore, the institutions just report dual credit offerings that are off campus, but they're not up for review and approval by the HERC. They're just there for notification. And I'll show you that on the form. And this last one, the HERC is supposed to study cooperative methods to provide lower division off-campus offerings or delivery of programs and courses in their region, and do it in a way that uses the best method to efficiently use state funds. Now, I'm not sure exactly what happens when they do this at the HERC because I've never really been to this part of a HERC meeting. I am available a lot of times electronically. If you need me to come in and chime in on your HERC meeting, you just let me know for the chairs. But this is one of the things that was inside the HERC documents and policies, so I just want to make sure I put it up in the presentation. The off-campus instructional plan. It must be submitted to the council by each public institution of higher education that's planning to offer off-campus lower division courses, clinicals, or programs in that region. If an institution is offering off-campus lower division programs or courses in another region, another HERC, they have to provide their off-campus plan to that region so they can vote on that as well. So not only if you're just offering off-campus lower division in your HERC, but if you're in somebody else's HERC, you have to also provide it to them so they have a chance to review and approve, or in cases such as dual credit, review and just be notified of what you're offering in their HERC. These are the things that should be included in your off-campus instructional plan. I'm going by types of institutions. For community colleges, I haven't read. These are the things that are in your service area and dual credit, and there's some exceptions of things that are exceptions to the actual review of the HERC process require just notification to the HERC. But out of service area for community college, they require approval. And these are the ones that you need to have on your off-campus instructional plan. Lower division formula-funded credit and non-credit courses, including dual credit and clinical, that are offered off-campus face-to-face, both within and outside of their service area. Lower division formula-funded credit and non-credit courses that are offered electronic to group, both within and outside the service area. Just a reminder again, electronic to group is synchronous video streaming that is location-based. All lower division credit and workforce continuing education courses, including dual credit and clinical, that are offered in Texas, off-campus face-to-face, both within and outside the service area. All lower division credit and workforce continuing education courses that are offered electronic to group in Texas, both within and outside the service area. All associate and certificate programs offered off-campus face-to-face in Texas, within and outside the service area, and associate and certificate programs offered electronic to group in Texas, both within and outside the service area. One question that comes up a lot is, why are we requiring institutions to provide dual credit information? Because there could be a lot of places that institutions, community colleges especially, because the majority of dual credit is being offered by community colleges at different high schools throughout the state. And it's going to be within your HERC, and it could be different places. The reason being, we're trying to be proactive. There is a pilot program being conducted, I think it's finishing right now, where high school students have the ability to draw federal financial aid, Pell, to pay for their dual credit course offerings. If that gets approved and it becomes the norm, then we'll have all these different off-campus locations where the federal government will notice that federal financial aid is being drawn. And a lot of times they come to us to verify that we have notification or have approved sites where federal financial aid is being drawn. So until we find out what they're doing with the dual credit, we're going to continue to say, please have your dual credit offerings on your off-campus instructional plan. So therefore, if they do come to us and ask that we verify that we have knowledge or approval of these sites, we'll be able to look quickly and say, yes, we do, and provide an answer to them quickly. All right. I think that's good for community colleges. No questions? No questions. All right. Continue on. Technical colleges and Lamar two-year institutions, lower division formula-funded credit and non-credit courses, including dual credit and clinicals that are offered off-campus, face-to-face in Texas. Lower division formula-funded credit and non-credit courses that are offered electronic to group in Texas, including dual credit and clinicals. Associate and certificate programs offered off-campus, face-to-face in Texas, and same associate and certificate programs offered electronic to group in Texas. Universities and health-related institutions, lower division formula-funded credit courses, including 4-credit extension courses, dual credit courses, and clinicals that are offered off-campus, face-to-face in Texas, and the same lower division credit courses, including 4-credit extension courses, dual credit courses, and clinicals that are offered as self-supporting courses. And that means that they just don't report them for formula-funded. Okay, so far so good. Question, how are lower division continuing education courses identified as lower division? We consider continuing education, which was usually the non-credit courses, we don't really consider them lower division. They're not credit. But if they're offered from the institution as off-campus face-to-face or off-campus electronic group, they still need to be identified. So they're really not lower division as far as credit is concerned, but they are not credit courses that are being offered by the institution. Does that answer your question? I hope it does. So basically, they're not in lower division. They're really not in the division. They are just offerings that you have from the institution that's being offered off-campus, face-to-face, or off-campus electronic to group. Exceptions. These are the types of things that you're going to have on your off-campus instructional plan that will be notifying the HERC, but they're not up for review of approval. So the first one, off-campus lower division courses and programs, including clinicals, offered by community colleges within your service area. People ask, well, it used to be beforehand, community colleges didn't have to put in things that are within their service area that's off-campus. Why are we asking that? We've been doing it for the last couple of years. Why are we asking that now? Because the U.S. Department of Education doesn't really recognize our service areas. They just want to know if there's any financial aid being drawn from a certain location, even if it's within the community college service area. So if it's there, you're going to put it in the part of the form that has notification that's not up for approval. So therefore, we'll have knowledge of it, and when the U.S. Department of Education calls, we can quickly give them an answer that, yes, we have knowledge of it. It's been reported to us. The second bullet, off-campus lower division dual credit courses offered by any of the public institutions. As long as it's dual credit, it's a notification process. It's not up for approval by the HERC. Another exception are for clinicals, off-campus, university off-campus, and community college out of service area, lower division clinical courses that meet all the following conditions. 1, the student who's in the clinical course is enrolled at the facility. Employed by the facility. I should take that back. The student who's enrolled in the clinical course is employed by the facility. Number two, the clinical facility that provides the instruction is going to provide written verification that there will be no reduction in the number of clinical opportunities available for use by the area institutions. And three, the institution of higher education offering the course shall notify the appropriate councils and provide the regional council with a written verification from the facility. So those three things for clinicals, if it's university, off-campus, lower division, or community college outside their service area, if those three conditions are being met, it's not up for approval by the HERC, but it is, you have to report it for notification. Good so far. All right. We're going to go to the off-campus instructional plan and standardized template. This one, there's a corrected one on the website, and the only thing that's going to be different, if you look under the boxes on the top, the fourth box on the top says program type. DC is dual credit, LD is lower division, UD is upper division. There is no upper division in a HERC. You're just looking at lower division off campus. So we have corrected that form. So the one that's on your on the HERC website and the one that I sent to your HERC chairs, that's been taken off. And the NC is non-credit courses. The top part of the part that you enter your information, the ones that require approval are in the top part. The bottom part are the ones that require notification. For instance, dual credit courses, dual credit, you have a dual credit program that you're offering completely at an institution. That would be there. Trying to think of some other things that might be there. Other programs programs that are inside your service area, but are not inside your service area. They're not up for HERC approval. You just put them down here. It's off campus, face-to-face, but it's inside my service area. I put them at the bottom because it's not up for approval. I gave this to you in a Word document, so you can expand this as much as you need. This is the first one for programs. All right? The geographically responsible institution is the service area of the community college in which the program will be delivered. So if I'm delivering, since I'm in Austin, I'm just going to use them. Sorry, Austin Community College. Austin Community College, and I'm doing something in Temple service area, I would put in there geographically responsible institution, Temple, because that's who's geographically responsible for that area. Okay. So far, so good. Next part of the template that I've provided for you is the one that has courses. If you're not having an entire program that's being delivered with individual courses, this is where you put those inside the off-campus instructional plan or off-campus instructional plan. Same type of information. Once again, the upper division in that fourth box, I've taken that off on this as well. Same type of scenario. The ones on the top are the ones that are up for approval by the HERC. The ones on the bottom are the ones that you just notify them they're not up for approval. This is a good example when they have dual credit course. Nothing yet? HERC document submission. The HERC documents, it depends on your chair and how they want them reported back to the coordinating board, and there's another place, the Texas HERC website. We have to have everything by June 7th. And it's important that the first one to us, the coordinating board, because if we have all of your HERC plans inside our folders, we have a folder set up for our spring meetings and whatever we have in certain regions, so that if somebody, once again, if the U.S. Department of Education calls, we can go in there and look. The TexasHERC.com site allows anyone to look. It's a publicly facing site that's being hosted by Texas State Technical College. For you to get, for the document submission portal for the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, you won't have The majority of you will not have a password. There's some designated individual, usually out of your chief instructional officer's office or the chief academic officer's office, that has a password or access to the actual THECB document submission portal. You have to go to that person to find out how to submit that information. You have to go to them to submit it to the document submission portal. For the Texas HERC website, if you don't have a password, there is an email that I put down here. It says csevans@tstc.edu. You contact that person, and they'll tell you or give you access to get in there. You might be someone who's a representative from last year. If you already have somebody at your campus that has the password for the Texas HERC site, that's fine, but we don't give that password out. The Texas HERC website people do, and I appreciate TSTC for hosting that. They've been doing it for quite a number of years. And once again, the document submissions are due by June 7th. Everything needs to be in. Once again, your HERC chair is going to tell how you're going to, especially for the HERC website, how you're going to submit that information. They'll give you instruction on how to do that. I believe this is my last slide. Any questions regarding the higher education regional councils as far as how the meetings are going to be conducted, or if you have any questions on what type of courses or programs you need to put on the off-campus instructional plan document, feel free to call me or email me, and here's my contact information. We've been doing this for the last few years, providing orientation to both chairs and representatives to make sure everyone is on the same page. And the reason being is this came from the Learning Technology Advisory Committee that provides advice to the board on matters of learning technology and distance education. And when some of the members had told us that they were bringing large reams of paper to these HERC meetings because they were also including online things, which shouldn't be there. This is just off-campus, lower division, or electronic to group, lower division. In either case, is location-based off-campus that should be reported to the HERC. Nothing else. So that's why we're providing these orientations to make sure everyone is on the same page and there shouldn't be any confusion before the meeting. You should be receiving, if you haven't already, you should be receiving information from your HERC chair as far as when the meeting is going to be held. They usually copy me. If you have any questions, I can give you the information about your HERC chair and their contact information. On the HERC website, I'm going to try to show you this before we go, just so you can see what it looks like. Oh, I have a question. Right. Question is, just for clarity, this is only courses that are offered off-site, face-to-face instruction, and not at all online. And you're almost completely correct. Yes, no online is correct. No online should be part of your HERC plan. It is off-campus instruction. There's two ways. One, off-campus face-to-face, or off-campus electronic to group, which is synchronized in video streaming. From, say, for instance, I have a class at, and I'm going to use Austin Community College again. I'm a class at Austin Community College, and I am delivering it off campus at a business in my service area, that the people have to be at that certain location during the time of the class to get the instruction. That is location-based. So that's off-campus electronic to group. That will be included. Off-campus face-to-face, that is included. No online programming is included. That's correct. There we go. There we go.
Another window.
Another window? Sorry.
There you go.
Okay. Even worse. More should come in. So what I'm going to do is go to the HERC website. I'm the Higher Education Coordinating Board website. Try that again. From this page, you will go to Institutional Resources and Programs. There's a pull-down menu. You can either go to either one, public technical community colleges or public universities and health-related institutions. I'm going to go to public technical community colleges. Then from there, you're going to go to Program Development and Modifications. This is at Resources. And then you'll see right here, Higher Education Regional Councils. On this site, you'll have everything. This tells you what statute that we have, the HERC, where they come from, and the rules that govern them. We have the memo for this year that tells you when the meeting should be, or that gives notification that the spring meeting time is approaching. Gives you the roster and all the chairs and all their contact information. It gives you the template for the HERC plan. These are the important dates. And once again, June 7th, everything is due to the CHECB. Right here is where we have this meeting, and what will happen after the meeting, I will take this information off and have a link to the recording so that you can see this presentation at your leisure, on your free time. And we have the PowerPoint as well. So if you have any, this is your resource page right here. And just to make sure that we have it for the universities, I'll do it theirs as well. If I go to the instructional resources, I go to public universities, academic program development and modifications, distance education resources, higher education regional councils. Alrighty, that concludes my PowerPoint. Does anyone have any questions out there? Please use your chat box. Let me know if there's something I have not satisfactorily covered for you. Okay. That being said, thank you all for participating. Please, once again, feel free to contact me if you have any questions or if you need any assistance. I'll be happy to help. You all have a wonderful rest of your day.